Hello? Can anyone around here speak basketball?
There it is.
It's the Confederacy of Dunks Basketball Podcast.
Trust in Messiah. Welcome to the Confederacy of Dunks Basketball Podcast. I am your host, Freddie Rivas. And who, sir, are you?
I'm the producer, Matt Duncan, the man. He's tickling the keys. He's pumping the stings. Fred, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Talking about myself a little bit less in the third person than you, but happy nonetheless. I finally got a little bit on my wall behind me. I got a signed DeRozan tee, some smaller art like a Lowry championship, kind of artistic picture. Also a Kawhi picture you can't exactly see right now, and top part of the screen, which you also can't see, is a signed autograph from a member of the Fab Five who was also a Raptor. It was part of a Sears campaign. I'm gonna grab it right now.
Whoa.
Jimmy King. Okay. So this is a deep cut for the hardcore Raptors fans.
Whoa, guys, check out the YouTube on this one. That is a deep cut. Jimmy
King, Sears, is part of a Sears campaign. Happy to have it. And, happy to have a backdrop and happy to do this podcast with you. This is a Raptors, hardcore fan podcast. We're comedians.
Right.
We do commercial actors. We do a bunch of stuff, but we're hardcore and we love the Raps and it's a good time. Maddie, if people, want to help us figure out this podcast landscape and all the good stuff beyond, sharing the good word, how can they do that?
Well, as I always say, I say to go to dunkspodcast.com because that's our website and all our links are there for our podcatchers and everything. But you're probably on a podcatcher right now if you're listening to this, unless you somehow found it, someone's, posted it on 4chan or something and you've come across it there, get off the 4chan, get onto a podcatcher and subscribe. And if you do go into the Apple Podcasts, just give us a little bit of a review. We've been doing this podcast so long, it was called iTunes. We always said subscribe on iTunes, but nobody says that anymore. They say Apple Podcasts. So thank you to those who have made a review for us. And if you haven't yet, if you want to take a little Christmas time, holiday time, to do it, we'd be very appreciative of that. And as well, we are on a network. It's called Sonar. We all know what Sonar is. Yeah, heck, it ended the war, some would say. Go to the sonarnetwork.com and you can listen to our pod there, as well as all these other ones that are great. We have actually another Sonar brethren on the podcast today, which is exciting. So make sure to check out his as well. And we'll talk lots about that, as well as a lot of warm milk. There's a lot of milk talk on this one. So get yourself a tall glass of the white stuff and slurp this one down. But before that, we are approaching a supply shortage across the world. Everyone's getting their gifts for the holidays. What am I going to do? The deliveries are taking too long. Well, I'll tell you what's not going to take too long. Confederacy of Dunks toques. Okay, those are one things that I can tell you right now are not going to be in the supply problem. So get in touch with us. You can send us a message. Best on our Instagram or Twitter or whatever, and we'll set that up and get a toque to you.
Damn right. Anti-itch, anti-supply chain.
Yeah.
It can't be tampered with. It's like a blockchain for all you crypto heads out there. It's safe in a Ziploc bag, organized by me. And there's a finite number, 5. So buy one and I'll send one to you. It's a good pod. We got Matt Mailandt and we got Antony Hall from Book It Vince and from Bits and Bytes, respectively. they're podcasters, they're improvisers, they're rappers, they're hilarious. Check out their He Stay comedy rap video. It's a little bit older because Kawhi did not stay, but it's still really funny. So check that out. And I also just want to do a quick shout out to Ashley Como and Connor Thompson, who got me that sweet merch I'm going to be hanging in the back of every pod. Jimmy King, Raptors, Fab Five. I think we're almost good to go, but I'll just let people know we talk about a bunch of good stuff on the pod. Warm milk, bagged milk. Matt's acting like he's falling from the sky. I don't know why. I'm not
sorry. Sure. Is my camera keeps going out or something? Is it going out?
Matt, I think, is either razzing me or trying to pretend like he's falling from the sky. You got to check it out on YouTube. He's a really, really good physical actor. He looked like he had fallen. I think like that guy in the Die Hard who falls and dies. That's what Matty looked like, I think. So check that out on YouTube. Get some entertainment from your boy Matty. But yeah, we talk precious bagged milk. We talk which Raptors we want to see develop, weirdest players in the NBA, and oh dear, what was the last thing we talked about, Matty? It was just
NBA players.
Historic low moments because of that Memphis OKC blowout. But yeah, check out the pod. Follow those people on their socials. And I think before we launch all the way into this podcast, I'll say, as I usually say, defund the police, stop Asian hate, email your city councilors, and Black Lives Matter. And I think with that, let's get popping here. Maddie, give me those words I crave to hear every week. Give me those sweet, sweet words. Okay. Okay, let's get this episode rolling. We got a lot to talk about. Raptors doing their thing. It's an exciting year so far. So yeah, let's bring our guest number one. He's done the pod a million times. I'm sure he's having a great year with the Ball family doing so well. I'm not sure if LiAngelo is in the league still, but the other two brothers, Lonzo and LaMelo, are killing it. And I'm sure he's happy about it. Let's give him a big round warm applause. Even if you're at home alone, make a ton of noise for a hilarious stand-up. Get crazy. I was gonna read his Twitter bio. Hollow Notes. I'll read that as well. Hollow Notes. Follow him on Twitter. But go crazy for Anthony Hall.
Oh, what a setup. All of these things are amazing. Some of these things are true. My Twitter handle is Holland Jokes, and I'm very happy about my investment and love of the Ball family. Hashtag free LiAngelo.
Great hashtag. Happy to have you back. I'm glad I made it through that intro. I was looking at too many things at the same time. Honestly, happens to the best of us. Happens to me a lot. But what's up? How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for challenging me to complete my New Year's resolution of becoming a stand-up comedian. It is so good to be back on the pod, of course, chatting Raptors, chatting NBA, talking about the good old league. 75 hashtag NBA 75. You know the vibe.
Hashtags. This is good. Let's bring on guest number two. I meant to drop a Ming's Dynasty Young Riesling. I think that's why I got a little bit stammered up there. But yeah, let's bring on guest number two. He's from the hilarious rap group Notorious. He's an amazing improviser, incredible comedian. I won't call him a stand-up, but I bet you he'd be good at stand-up too, just like you, Anthony. Give it up as loud as you can, even if you're at home alone, for Matt Mailandt.
Yo.
This is new music for you.
What up, everybody? What up?
What's up,
Fred? So happy to be here.
Long time listener, first time speaker in front of a microphone.
I'm happy to have you. You guys know each other well. You worked on the hit rap song "He Stay" together. Everybody check that out. It's packed with references if you're a Raptors fan. Also, it gets dark. There's some jokes about grandmas dying and their inheritance, but it's coming from a lovely place.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Listen,
yeah,
also,
spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert, he did not stay, as I think we're all.
Yes. And I think
our song wasn't enough.
Yeah.
I was going to say, spoiler alert, I hope everyone's grandma's okay, but I think I'm going down a dark road. So.
Yeah. I mean, grandmas do move on at some point, but I feel like maybe this is not the most engaging way to start off this podcast by just getting real sad about all our grandmas, especially at the end of the old pandy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Everyone love your grandmas. Let's start talking about Raptors ball. Matty, good sir, give me your most delicious, weird sounding, non-Aaron's Bane included Raptors sting.
Paging Bobby Webster.
You nailed it. I nailed
Nice.
the sound at the end. Yeah, thanks.
That was great.
Let's go to you first, Matt, since you're the first time on the pod.
Yeah.
Just there's so many Raptors players developing, like even our oldest guys, Kem Birch, Chris Boucher, and we're not including Dragic right now, but even Kem and Chris and I guess Pascal are still developing. So they haven't peaked or anything like that. But for any reason, for any motivation, what are your two guys on this squad that you're looking forward to seeing develop this year the most?
I was lucky enough to go to the game on the 30th, and so I got to see some of these guys live. And
Nice.
I'm gonna go with the obvious one. It's just such a pleasure to watch Scotty Barnes play.
Yes.
Clearly. I mean, in terms of just being at the very beginning of his development, but he's already like so good. We're looking at it's just incredible, like averaging 15 points a game, like 8 rebounds, like 3 assists at this point, basically. And so like for him to be already so good, it's so exciting. And I mean, to me, the most exciting thing is I'm not like a diehard basketball fan. I like ball, but I don't follow the league closely enough to like know the nuances of the game. But
Right.
and I can see him making mistakes all the time, and I love that, because if like a fool like me can clearly see the room for growth, clearly the amount of potential is vast. Right? He's going to clean up. He's going to stop losing the ball so much. He's going to get even better defensively. So for me, watching him is just a pure pleasure and so exciting.
Yeah. Well said. And let me just interject by saying that I almost framed this question around besides Scotty.
Yeah, I know.
Who are you most excited? Because Scotty is like the answer for this. It's wildly fun watching him grow. But sorry.
Yeah, of course, right? You love, as my 15-year-old nephew just said, I'm like, oh, Scotty's fun to play. He's like, yes, he is guaranteed going to win Rookie of the Year, and he's guaranteed going to be a Hall of Famer. Like he was, my 15-year-old nephew was very on top of it. So I felt like I had to rep him. Shout out Jack if you're listening. All right.
What's up, Jack? Coming in hot. I love it.
Jack, all the way out there in Brooklyn. The one by Oshawa. All right.
Cheers to Brooklyn, Ontario. It helped make Whitby one of the fastest growing places in Ontario. What
Yeah, Whitney unaffordable because of Brooklyn. All right. So number 2, loving watching Banton. Like, I mean, him stepping on the court, as I said last week, was like the place went nuts, right? And he's obviously just at the beginning of his development. There's so much room to grow. He's learning. He's playing just as much time in the 905 as up here, right? And so it's like, but it is just so fun to see Toronto's own get on that stage and on that platform. It's historic. Every time he like does anything, it feels like it's a historic moment. And to be part of that like history and part of that story for me, it's like, it's just so amazing. That narrative, it's like the best narrative on the Raptors, I think, right now. And so for me, he's just been a pleasure to watch.
Yeah, great points. And I feel like you nailed it too with him playing, for Raptors 905 in the G League. Like I just watched that game the other day and he was the star of it. And just, it's cool.
Like 9 3 attempts, I think, in that game.
Yeah. And he was hitting them too. So I think like his flaws are, I don't know. It's one of those scenarios where his flaws aren't as big as I feel like, people must have thought pre-draft because he looks absolutely NBA ready. And like, yeah, if this is his floor, like how much better is this guy gonna get? He's 6'9". He's like full Toronto man's, like.
Yeah, if he ever puts a ring on it, if he gets a ring as a Raptor in Toronto, everyone will explode. The city will literally implode. You know what I mean?
There's like, what are the chances he doesn't open a successful like burger chain within the next like week? You know what I mean?
Like we have like Vince Carter to thank for bottle service in Toronto. I heard there was no bottle service before Carter like opened up his joint. What will Scotty Barnes do in the burger space? Or no, Banton. I mean, what will Banton do in the burger space?
He's gonna be like no smash burgers. You know what I mean? He's gonna be like back to the old burger.
Yeah, it'll be revolutionary. back to regular burgers with Delano Banton. It's
no IPAs, no regular, only regular burgers.
It's just Molson X. It's just Molson X and like burgers, no cheese.
Yeah,
perfect.
It's
Too
just
big
him and some Greek dudes. They'll get it done. All right, Anthony, who's your like two guys you want to see develop or you enjoy?
Okay, so Matt really made some very good points on Scotty Barnes, and he also jumped on the Delano Banton hype train.
You got it.
So I was gonna do that, and I was like, if I go first, I get to hype up Delano Banton as much as possible. Rexdale's finest.
Yeah.
Let me just pony back on to Matt's points. I love the length. He is so amazingly versatile when it comes to switching, and also when he attacks the basket. I love the length, the body control that he has, and he's a bit of a matchup nightmare against some of those smaller guards that he plays against when the other benches are, putting their other guys out, like the other rotational guards. He can just like cut through them, and then like when he extends to make a layup near the basket, like nobody's reaching that ball to block it, not a chance. And yeah, I've loved to watch him. I, of course, was a part of the sect of Raptors fans that was like, no, why didn't we take Suggs? No, what are we doing with these second round picks? Why did we have to choose a Canadian guy? What is this fan service? Blah, blah, blah. But I was wrong. And I will admit 100% that I was wrong about both of those things. And Banton has been great. He's been a revelation. It's crazy that the Brain Trust could draft the potential Rookie of the Year and the potential Sixth Man of the Year as well.
It's wild. Like, I mean, being a Raptor fan for such a long time and just a fan of Toronto sports, it will take so much, just bad decision making and calamity for me to not trust Masai and Bobby blindly. Yeah. They've just been competent year in, year out, and patient and building, and perfect answers. Banton, Scotty, all throw in, and I feel like he's not the most popular dude in Raptors fandom, but I'm gonna throw in. Who are you saying? Dragic?
I just love a hot take. I love a hot take.
Okay. Yeah, I thought you said Dragic. I was like, he might be the only guy that's not going to develop. But maybe he'll emotionally develop. I don't know. Mine is Precious, because I feel like, I was just saying this on a podcast I was doing with a friend of the pod, Catherine Niker, who also does Buckets and Tea and the Pickup WNBA podcast with me on Sonar. But I was just saying, like, he makes really loud, like awkward, bad mistakes. But I think you can see from, or I can see anyways, that there's just so much skill there and athleticism, and it might take a lot longer than the other guys, but because of our lack of center depth, he has to play a bunch. So I think we're going to see, like, I think when we look at Precious at the beginning of the year and him at the end of the year, it's going to be a dramatically different player.
Yeah,
maybe I'm wrong,
Precious. I love watching him, and I think that there's times when he's hitting buckets and he's making plays, and there's times when he's really not, and it's clear, right? There's no consistency there. But when he's on, he's on, and we need him to be good. So let's hope he develops.
Yeah, he can get hot, so crazy as well, and I love the fact that he's not afraid to pull up and shoot a three. Like, that can be a flaw with some of our big men. Boucher, sorry, but he can get so incredibly hot, like just heat check level, pulling up. Like, was it a third quarter or fourth quarter of a game recently where he just didn't
It was
score
the Memphis
any.
game.
Yeah, he didn't score any baskets like during the first 3 quarters, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, fourth quarter, bucket Achua just sinking them. And if you don't mind, Freddie, I do have one more person that I must mention, and I think everybody knows what's coming. The Asian brother, Yuta Watanabe.
Hey.
When he is healthy and when he's been back, he's been so good. He's been fantastic, and I think very, very critical to the defensive schemes of our guy Nick. And he has really been showing a lot of good relentless attack to the basket as well. I think in the Washington game, I saw some highlights of him going very, very strongly to the basket and also putting the body on the line. We appreciate a man who puts the body on the line. He's not afraid to get posterized, and it's paid off. He's gotten big game-saving blocks, and you love a guy who will sacrifice everything for winning.
He was absolutely my favorite player to watch when I went and saw the game against the Grizzlies. It was so his ability both to he's not like a legit NBA 3 threat, but sometimes he is, and he's like, it's enough that you make people think. And defensively, a guy will blow by him, but he won't let that stop him from running as hard as he can and trying to block a shot. He'll throw himself wildly in front of people, and oftentimes they'll just do like a little head fake and he goes way by, which is that's part of who he is. But you love it, right? You love that he's there, that energy, and he gets right back up and runs all the way back down the court. Like, he's flying everywhere. He leaves it on the court. You gotta love that.
Yeah. Shout out to Utah. I feel like on a team full of hustlers, maybe the biggest hustler. All right, let's bring in Maddie here. Maddie D.
Yo.
What's up?
Yes.
This is you're jacked, clearly. It's snowblower season in Newmarket.
Oh yeah.
We're blowing snow, I can tell. It's good. It's good. Matt likes it when it's cold, know what I mean? He's got the AC blowing right now, I'm sure. Okay. This is, speaking of cold, nobody likes hot milk, or I guess babies do. You know what? I know what that is.
Hot milk.
Babies love hot milk. What do you guys think? Listen, Open Gym always pulling out the gems. If you don't watch Open Gym, you're missing out. It's the best access point to the Raptors there is, and it's still not popular enough in sports. I'm going on a bit of a rant here, but I watched a little bit of the Formula One drive, race to success or whatever, and it's revolutionary. It's cool what they're doing, but they're just doing what Open Gym's doing. They're following athletes in a detailed way, in a comprehensive way, and it's just so insightful and funny and weird. All that to say, we got a funny, weird moment. Check it out if you haven't seen it. Precious Achua is originally from Nigeria, but I think lived in the States while he was playing ball. Has not been in Canada a lot, and is learning about bagged milk, both in the grocery store and in his kitchen. It's hilarious. Bagged milk's weird. We got 2 Alberta dudes on the pod, so I think you guys are coming from that outsider perspective, which is valuable. So all that to say, what I'm asking here is, for future Raptors, how are you going to ease this bag milk process? Let's start with you, Anthony. New guy comes in, he's freaking out, he's scared of bag milk. You're there. How do you intercept? How do you make it work?
Can I begin with just a quick appreciation of the reference to the F1 Netflix series Drive to Survive?
What did I say? Succeed?
Also, let's see Lewis Hamilton cement his legacy as the greatest of all time in F1 by winning the Drivers' Championship in Abu Dhabi this weekend.
Yes, and celebrating with hot milk instead of champagne.
Hot milk on the podium. Him, Max Verstappen in second. Valtteri Bottas in third. Let's shoot that hot milk instead of that cheap champagne, baby.
Yeah, you got it.
That is one of the worst images I have ever.
Not nice,
It's in a big baby bottle instead of that big champagne bottle.
Crazy.
Woo! All right.
Pampers sponsor. Let's go.
to get back on track, I think in a semi-jokingly way and also semi-not jokingly way, the international players who arrive in Canada, they should be given a care package by MLSE that includes a parka, maybe like a warm jacket, gloves, some good boots to stomp around in, and also they should be given a quick tour of the city to some good food spots. Possibly the greatest food spot of them all to end the tour, the Mandarin Buffet at Yonge and Eglinton.
Love it.
Nothing reflects the diversity of our beautiful city of Toronto than a place where you can get macaroni salad, chicken tendies, mashed potatoes, little prime rib, some sushi, ginger beef, lemon chicken. You can do it all with your friends and enjoy the beautiful construction of Yonge and Eglinton. And I think bring them to Comedy Bar as well. Bring them to Comedy Bar West. Bring them to Comedy Bar Danforth.
Hey.
Matt and I were there last night. We saw the opening of the touring company show for the Second City. And let me tell you, what a beautiful place.
Yeah.
I bet the Raptors, they'll like it a lot as well.
Yeah. You look gorgeous in there.
Great answer.
Oh, Gary.
Shout out Comedy Bar East. Shout out.
I think the hottest accessory that Trent Jr. can wear is Comedy Bar. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's right. or a Confederacy of Doug's Toque. So if you could any MLSE people, I know Larry T is always listening to podcasts, right? So hey, Larry T, let's send you a couple of toques for the boys.
Oh, 100%. Larry T is watching Succession and he's being like, that's the Rogers family. And then he's also listening to our pod being like, I need a toque. But like, you know what I mean? I won't email the guys or whatever. I'll say this. One of my favorite ideas is forget which Scandinavian country, but there's like an expecting mother's care package where you get like a quilt and you get all these things that the baby's going to need. Not saying that NBA players are babies, but I do think, warm milk. We're really going there. So it's getting like Freudian around here, but no, perfect. Anthony, give him a care package, a bunch of tickets, maybe some, like loose rocks from the Eglinton Crosstown and be like, trust me, it's real. You know what I mean? Or whatever. And just give him the full Toronto experience. Well, yeah, it's our Berlin Wall,
Eglinton Crosstown, yeah, for sure.
Also, don't forget a quick 10-pack of Tim Biebs. I heard they're hard to get, so you should get the boys some Tim Biebs so that they know what our national treasure is.
And after all that, they'll understand bag milk, I think.
Yes.
Tony, I feel like you did not. You just glanced over how weird and ridiculous it is that milk comes in a bag in the first place. You just like totally normalize that. And as someone from Alberta who knows how strange it is, I feel like you've let the province down. You've let Western Canadians down. You're the reason for Western alienation.
Okay. Yeah. What Matt Wexit is because I have normalized bagged milk.
Okay.
Come on, that's so weird. It's like it looks strange. It looks like it's some sort of like alien substance. Like, why don't we have bagged anything else? We don't have bagged water. We don't have bagged beer. We have bagged wine, but at least like the people that make it are not absolute monsters. They put a box around it because an unboxed bag of wine is one of the most unsettling sights you can see in the entire universe, and they know 100%. That. But yet milk producers here are like, no, we want the people to see how weird and disgusting this is.
Yeah,
now
put these things in bags.
It's like, it just proves how strong the milk lobby is. Like, we don't need milk that much in our bodies as humans. Like, everyone technically is lactose intolerant. Like, we're not supposed to drink other mammals' milk, but the milk lobby is so strong. Not only are we drinking more milk than we need to, they're also putting it in the most disgusting form. It's just like a total flex. They're like, you'll drink this. And we're like, I guess we will.
I mean, Matt, you covered a lot of ground. Shout out to repping Alberta as it should be. Well, yeah, is your solution basically to like give them a truth pill? Like, this is messed up?
Well,
or are you like, hey, I'm going to facilitate?
Listen, I think, this is indicative of the late stage capitalism that we're facing. We take down the milk lobby and then we'll have equity. I think sure. we stop pushing milk on people entirely. Let Precious buy whatever he wants. Why did the segment have to be about milk in the first place? The milk lobby.
That's beautiful. Take down the milk lobby. Matt's gonna, when a new Raptor comes in, Matt's gonna be like, come with me to the Toronto Reference Library. I am gonna teach you about the milk lobby. I don't know why at the Toronto Reference Library, but
the Canada Food Guide, the dude that created it, he's got a shady past. I'm not even joking.
I know. It's this shit's real, man. We're getting real.
Not gonna get into it. Also, though, take them, like, get them poutine and get them beautiful jerk chicken and put the two together and be like, welcome to Canada. That's what they need, right?
Welcome to Canada, and don't even look over there at that bagged milk section. Okay, Maddie, what's up? I don't know if you're gonna defend bagged milk here. The question was, how do you facilitate this process? These guys are like, pretty much don't, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
burn.
Where are you at?
Okay, so I have to pertain to the bagged milk gate kind of thing going on. I'm going to talk about the bagged milk. I'll say a couple things about the warm milk too. Shout out to anybody who has like an Eastern European great grandmother. If you're like me, then you actually did drink warm milk way longer than being a baby, because they don't believe that anything cold you should be drinking anything cold. That's an Eastern European bubka thing. So, yeah, I've had a lot of warm milk in my day. A lot of milk, I guess. I would say for the international players coming and they do see the bag milk, don't smell the jug. Okay, that's a rule. You smell the jug, it's going to get grosser. And, it does. I have seen grandparents that freeze the bags of milk because they can't get to them fast enough. That's a gross thing too. Just seeing like a giant block of milk ice that's a bit yellow when it freezes. It's not very cute. So try not to do that. Try to try to get a jug that's covered so you don't have to see it. If you're going to drink milk, he was drinking. I did see that he was drinking homo milk too. So like he's drinking the creamy stuff. Good for you, Precious. But I would say, to make it easier for the players when they come here, of course, as I always say on this podcast, you do have to give them the Sneaky D's treatment. I would like the flight to get in late. I'd like them to get in around 3 a.m. So we're going to have the nachos, but then we're going to hang out and drink some beers, and we're going to stay for the breakfast. We're going to have the breakfast a little bit later too. So you get the double whammy there. And then this one's a bit, I don't know why this came into my head, but I wanted to like drive them around the city and take them to famous landmarks that are now condos.
All night?
After I've been drinking, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But the breakfast has absorbed everything, so I'm sobering up. And so I'm like, oh, you want to see Honest Ed's? And like get them all hyped about it. I take them there, and it's just a condo. So every time it's me coming back in the car, it's like, it's a condo now. Want to go to Second City show? It's a condo now. So do the landmark condo tour after Sneaky D's is the best way to get them into the city. And then, you know what? Top it off. Do a little edge walk with them. Holding hands out there on the CN Tower. Sure. Done.
Great. So they show up. They're apprehensive about bag milk. You're like, come check out these condos. Don't smell this jug. and stick around for 2 meals at Sneaky D's.
Yeah.
Well, the cleaners clean around you, I guess. That's pretty good.
24 hours there, isn't it?
It is. But, mine was simple, okay? Big guys, big bags. So I'm thinking duffel bag. That's it. Like, it's just clear duffel bag size bag of milk. And be like, listen, this is weird. We get it. But, like Matt said, drinking milk is weird, period. Okay. We're not supposed to drink other mammals' milk. It's weird. So be like, hey, listen, we'll write your name on it. It's a big bag. You can drink it like a keg stand, funnel wise, whatever. Put it in your closet. Just a big, thick duffel bag of milk.
Gross.
And it is gross.
Fucking gross.
I'm not saying it's not gross. I'm not even arguing that. I'm just saying I want to, get these guys acclimatized to bagged milk. And you could cut the tip or the triangle part with like a sword or something. You know what I mean? So you're really just like
you're sabering a bottle of champagne.
Oh,
that's right.
Freddie,
I'll
you
savor
are
the bag.
You're in bed with Big Milk.
Yeah.
Oh, you better believe
Sounds
it.
like it.
I'm in bed with a big bag of milk. It's my wife.
Oh
my
God.
It's
my
wild.
wife.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. Like that old comedy person who. Oh, wait, is that Borat? I don't know. Okay. we're getting sloppy here. Let's move on to some NBA stuff. But before we do, let's take a quick break for our potential sponsors. And we're back. Maddie, what's up? Give me that NBA sting. Make it loud. Give me some Adam Silver sounds. Give me what you got.
This is Adam Silver.
Bam, bam. Okay. Matt, let's start with you. The Oklahoma City Thunder, led by Sam Presti, who was basically doing an elaborate tank, just like the Sixers did with Hinkie, and they lost massively to the Memphis Grizzlies. Also not a top level team. Don't even have Ja Morant, their star. They lost every quarter by at least 15 points. This is the biggest loss now, regular season loss in NBA history. So I'm asking you, what is a moment, recent or not, in NBA history that's just a big loser moment, like an embarrassing record or something bad happened to somebody? What's one that comes to mind for you?
Yo, I love getting in. I love getting into losing streaks. I love getting into bad records.
Yes.
One of the best things about professional sports in general is that you got all of this data. Like, there's people that are just fastidious about it. And as you know, Freddie, I'm also on the Sonar Network with a podcast called Bites and Bits, and my co-host Hisham Kaladi, who hopefully will be a guest here at some point. He's a huge Lakers fan, so I really wanted to find some really bad Lakers
this
streaks. However, in my quick research, it was mostly good streaks, positive streaks that the Lakers.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah, they're pretty good generally. Struggling a bit right now, which everyone loves except for Lakers fans. But couldn't really do it. But next time I'll have some dirt on the Lakers. But as I said, I love, a bit of a hot take for me. I don't need parity in my sports. I know that there is a big obsession with obviously making it fair and having parity, but I love when winners just crush teams, and I love when losers lose. When a team will go for ages without winning. So what I wanted to highlight, this is getting the recent history here, but the Sixers in 2014, 2015 were so bad, right? And 2015, 2016 too, right around that era, they lost the final 10 games of 2014 2015, and then they lost the first 18 games of the 15-16 campaign. So they had a 28 game skid, just going 28 games. It would have been just so depressing to be a fan of that team. But I think that Philadelphia, because of the way that their fans are, they kind of deserve when their teams lose, because they're just historically such harsh fans. And
yes.
Sorry, Philly, but you've got a reputation of having the worst fans in any professional sport, whether that's, the football or baseball or whatever, right? They're just so hard on their people. Hockey too, right? So I love to see that. And just for me, in 77, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers lost their first 26 games as an NFL franchise. Loving that. Ottawa Senators, when they came back in the league in 92-93, in their re-inaugural season, they had 38 consecutive road losses. I just love it when teams are so bad. It's like the schadenfreude for me of just watching other teams be really bad. Even if it's your own team, there's some weird pleasure I still take in being like, let's keep this streak alive. One more loss. So I'm about it. I guess I'm a bit of a hater.
No, it's good. Losing is as fun. Well, it's not as fun as winning, but it's a fun part of sports for sure that you got to get comfy with. What's your losing or bad moment, Anthony?
All right, let me set the stage here. It's a brisk night in 2013. Okay. It's the pinnacle of the Los Angeles Clippers Lob City regime.
Oh, I love this.
And a big man by the name of DeAndre Jordan has the ball, and he is about to throw it down with all of his might, all of his strength. And a little tiny point guard, shooting guard, combo guard man playing for the Detroit Pistons at the time, Brandon Knight, decides to jump for that ball as well.
Yes.
And gets absolutely stuffed, just crammed. DeAndre Jordan throws that ball in the basket so hard it causes a earthquake, and people declare Brandon Knight deceased. And it's one of the best posters in, I'd say, the last decade. And that dunk, whoo! I commended Utah for not being afraid to be posterized, but sometimes you got to know when to back off.
Yes, that's one of the best crownings of all time. I remember right after, like if you went to the Wikipedia page of Brandon Knight, it said that he had died on the court, which was just mean and funny. Also, quick shout out to DeMar DeRozan dunking on Chris Boucher. I think last year, and Boucher looked up like to the heavens, like just laying on the ground. There was this moment of like, you thought that Boucher's body was going to slowly like rise.
Yeah.
Because he had died. But yeah, like someone getting dunked on that hard is always just like an epic, amazing moment.
Yeah, even if it happens on your team, you still can't help but like appreciate it. You're like, yeah, that's like basketball in its purest show of domination.
Anthony Edwards crushed Yuta Watanabe last season, and people were making memes. And that is like one of the most tragic things as well, is the face that DeAndre Jordan made after he committed that murder. He was like, ooh, it's like he like stepped in a little bag of warm milk. That was the discomfort that he had. And people just went to town making memes with that face, with Brandon Knight just on the ground, motionless. Like, it was a moment that will be in my NBA memories forever.
Yeah, Brandon Knight definitely like cocooned and was just trying to think of happy thoughts like boxed milk or, you know, regularly packaged milk. And he couldn't, like, he was devastated. So I kind of went in a similar direction to Matt. I was looking at like longest losing streaks and just you know, different moments of losing that really sucked. I feel like it's recent, but an ultimate moment for me, well, sorry, I should say the one I picked was after LeBron had left the Cavs the next season, they had a 26 game losing streak.
Oh
which is just so losing LeBron and then losing that much is that's just bad. That's just devastating. But no, I wanted to highlight the Patrick Beverley meltdown. I just loved how he was just so broken mentally that he pushed Chris Paul in the back. And it was almost like a heel move for Chris Paul, like to be pushed and then to not want to fight back and just to be, and like Chris Paul was pushed and just started laughing because he was just like, I win. It's like, it was such a victory. Like, it reminded me of a schoolyard thing where like the person who gets hit is like just smiling back and laughing. And yeah, ultimate loser moment for Pat Bev. And I enjoyed it. Not really historic, but you know, I think we covered this question well. Okay, Anthony, let's go to you on this one. It's gonna be the last question, and take it whatever direction you want, because weird is sort of eye of the beholder. But yeah, who is the weirdest player in the NBA right now?
So I had to do a little bit of research on this topic because I think a lot of NBA players and professional athletes have idiosyncrasies and things that are strange that they do, because similar to being a real like Hollywood celebrity, I think they have so many people around them to do menial tasks for them that they forget how to be human after a certain level of stardom. But there is a person who I think is especially strange in the NBA, and that would be Rajon Rondo. A post from Reddit NBA a few years ago highlights some of these things that Rajon Rondo does. He is insanely good at Connect 4. He showers 5 times a day on game days, precisely 45 minutes before tip-off. He plays cornhole a lot. Very mathematic and really good at math, and also incredibly good at roller skating. And he always, for some reason, likes to fight people that are way taller than him. So for that, I say, Rajon Rondo, you're an odd little guy, but Respect.
Yeah, that's a lot of weird. That's like if you put that all on a some kind of dating profile, people would be like, "Are you a weird spam bot?" Like,
Yeah,
I don't
they think you're
understand.
trolling them for sure.
Yeah. Is this a bit where you list all of your red flags so that I know what I'm getting into?
Not to be outdone by Andre Bargnani Ilmago when he was on Insta, he was like designer, visionary, DJ, basketball player. Matt, what's up? Who's your weirdest player right now?
All right, so I had two that I wanted to talk about. I'll first and foremost though, he's weird, but like he's my kind of weird, which I think I both think he's strange, and I'm also a James Harden stan. So James Harden is
Well, I like it.
Yeah. I mean, obviously he's a great player in the spotlight. A lot of people actually say I look like him. Now I'm not black, so that's a difference between us.
Sure,
but in terms of like beard and like my perfect physique is what people also really talk about. How
for
like,
sure people talk about it all the time.
In shape and beautiful my body is. So that's why. So anyways, I just want to point that out. But so like I mean, obviously he's one of the most stylish players in the NBA, right? He's GQ level, like he's on magazines, right? But also, what is he hiding? Recently, like why what is he hiding under those incredible duds? Recently he was like filmed like there's a picture of him on Twitter in the middle of the pandemic with a suitcase at the club. He just had a suitcase at the club. Did you see this, Freddie? And I'm wondering, like, was there a change of clothes in there? Was there different outfits for different moments, like pre and post lap dance? I have no idea, right? So that's a little bit weird, rolling up with a rolling suitcase at the club. Also, he's a spokesperson for these trolley candies. Have you seen these ads? There's an ad for these candies. He signed on to them. Apparently he's a big candy guy, and I had to shout out a food guy because for Bites and Bits podcast. But he's the spokesperson for these trolley candies, where one of the ads is literally a press conference where his beard is just fielding questions. There's these reporters and they're just asking the beard questions. They're like, dude, what's up? Where's James Harden? How is this even possible? You're a beard. And this beard is just fielding these questions of this is a normal thing. And then his face pops up at the end. He's like, I'm James Harden, and I approve of this nonsense. And just like deadpan into the camera, as if it's not a totally insane concept and crazy ad campaign that he just signed up for. So he's got these insane trolley. You can watch it. It's a press conference for his beard. It's nuts. I'll send it to you.
Please.
But for those reasons, also apparently he has got a secret language that he talks with his high school buddies. He like invented a secret language that he still uses today as a grown man and NBA superstar. So all of these factors combined to make him one delightful weirdo.
Yeah, Harden is weird as hell. Definitely if there's like a Mount Rushmore of weird NBA players, he's going to be up there. The amount of I like the beard, but the amount of beard and mustache growth he allows over his lips is something else.
That's where we differ. I gotta have a clean lip. I can't do it.
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah. See, you get that. You're like, listen, you be a superstar, I'll have a clean lip.
That's it. We made that pact. We made that pact.
But yeah, you're maybe not in the friendship language pact, but you're in the my facial hair is slightly more, manageable and nice than yours. Pact.
Well, and yeah, for sure. And just really quickly, I just got to shout out. I got to shout out the Robin Lopez NBA mascot feud. Like that is got to be one of the most strange and but also I think it's real. I think he really has beef with mascots, and I get it because I am profoundly uncomfortable by mascots. I do not like it. I've been a mascot before. It was one of not for a team, but I've worn the full outfit. I was the Easter Bunny when I was in my early 20s for my mom's school Easter celebration, and let me tell you, it was weird.
That's weird, man.
It was sweaty. It was uncomfortable. I don't think that I wanted to be there or they wanted to be there. Someone that really, mascots are strange in general to me. It's like someone that really excels at that job has to give up their entire sense of self and just become it's modern day clowning. It's something that I don't understand. And so I think I'm on Robin Lopez's side, which I guess makes me a weirdo.
No, you're exactly right. There was a career, kind of not counseling, career thing at my high school where this motivational speaker came, and they got people to come up and tell them what they want to be when they grow up. And I said a mascot in front of the gym, and everybody laughed. And it was sort of a joke, was sort of not a joke. I realized after I said it how funny it was. But yeah, you know, you don't want to be a mascot. It's weird. You got to give up your sense of self. And that made me think of, okay, my weird person I'll leave aside for just a sec. But if we're talking mascots and weirdness, a couple quick things. We won't talk about it on the pod because we already have before. But Matt, if you've never seen it, Anthony, if you've never seen it, do yourself a favor after this podcast and Google King Cake Baby New Orleans mascot. You'll go down an insane road. I'll leave that there. So just do that for your own.
That's my afternoon. I got it.
Yeah, your own afternoon. Like, that's good. Also, the Memphis Grizzly mascot. Weird as hell. So I don't know how long this has been happening, but Memphis is a big wrestling town, and this mascot has had wrestling storylines woven into their mascot like stuff for years now, going through tables, dressing kind of like Sting. I was recently watching the Memphis feed of the Raptors game, and without explanation, the mascot did this whole like Undertaker bit where he brought another mascot like to life from the ground. Didn't make a lot of sense. It just said the Grizzly Taker because it's that's weird. So take that in, enjoy that as well. For anyone listening, Memphis Grizzlies mascot. But I
mean, like James Harden, people say I look a lot like the Grizzlies mascot. So also, you know, that's a bit.
Hey, you know, you're like Matt. You're like Teen Wolf.
Yeah.
You're a version of you're somehow you put those two together, have a little bit of flubber. Let's play some ball, you know. Okay, my weird person, and like flubber, I always try and shout this guy out because I'm curious about this storyline. Like, it hasn't developed in maybe a year and a half now, and I want to know. Spencer Dinwiddie, happy he's healthy, he's doing good on Washington. First time he got big money contract. He let people know his intentions post-retirement, and his intentions were to build a $100,000 Iron Man suit and fly around in it and do stuff in it. He's dead serious. He's going to assemble a team. I just Googled it. He hasn't been interviewed about it in a while. Shame on all the reporters not asking for follow-ups, because it's 2020 was the most recent thing I saw. It's almost 2022. Washington reporters, whoever's listening to this pod, ask the guy. He doesn't mind talking about it. He'll talk about it for a while.
It's a Post story. This is a Washington Post story.
That's a Washington Post story.
100%, Freddie.
He's still rich. He still wants to do it. Come on. This guy's going to make it happen. Trust me. First Iron Man suit.
Who's that famous guy that wrote like the Trump tell-all book from the Washington Post? What's his name? That famous interviewer?
Something Wolf?
Yeah. He's got to do it. He's got to pick this one up. If you're listening, and we know you are, get to the bottom of it.
Also, Dinwiddie, he was trying to negotiate getting his salary paid out in Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, right? I think that's him. And
it is. That's just a side. That's a B plot for Iron Man. Okay.
Oh my, that's a B plot for Spencer Dinwiddie's Iron Man, is that he wants to be paid strictly in Dogecoin and Ethereum instead of receiving USD, so he can build his Iron Man suit to its full potential.
To the moon,
that's right.
Baby.
Guys, focus.
Yeah, to the moon.
to the moon. Get it, Dinwiddie. Okay, guys. That's the pod. We won't be doing quickish questions today, but thank you so much for being a part of the pod, and quick shout out to everyone who's been listening, sharing, supporting us. We really do appreciate that. So thank you. But before we go, I'll go to you first, Anthony. What's up? What do you want to plug? What should people know about?
All right. So this episode is coming out probably in the next couple days, which means my plug will still be relevant. Toronto comedy. It's live. It's coming back. And my hip hop comedy brother and I, we are throwing a show in the city of Toronto, December 16th. It's a Christmas concert. It's White Wine and Young Riesling, Pat Ronan Stewart and his band, Duncan Love and Your Granddad, a comedy country outfit. And we are bringing the patron saint of Hamilton comedy and music, B.A. Johnston, to the city again for another concert. And that's going to be at the Night Owl on December 16th. Get your tickets now, baby.
Sick. Check that out, people. What's up, Matt? Well, what should people know about? I mean, tell us about the pod for sure.
Yeah,
but
man.
Anything else?
That's the thing. That's the thing I've been like putting my blood, sweat, and tears into. So it's called Bites and Bits. It's on the Sonar Network here with Dunks, which is so great. Shout out Sonar. I co-host it with Hisham Kaladi, who is just one of the funniest guys in the country. And the whole idea is we share a meal with some of our favorite comedians, and we talk about the food a little bit. We play some games. We talk about life. We get to know the comedians, hear their background, that sort of thing. It's just a ton of fun, and you can find it everywhere: Spotify, Apple Music. And Tony here is he's a segment writer, so he works on the podcast as well. His love has gone into it. Yeah, Anthony.
Yeah.
So yeah, just check that out. Check it out at the Sonar Podcast Network. You can find it there. But it's just been such a great time to get to know, using the lens of food to chat with people and to crack jokes. It's just been such a fun and literally delicious way to crack jokes during the old pandy here, and then as we hopefully emerge. So please check that out. Would love to get your ears on that.
Hell yeah. Everyone listening to this pod, check that out. Matt and Hisham are hilarious. Anthony on the pod is an extra bonus. And I think, is Aaron producing it as well?
Yeah, the incredible Aaron Conway, the best producer in the country. Also,
oh yeah,
my girlfriend. So I have to say that, but even if I didn't, she's incredible. She does such a great job and takes care of all the details to make us sound so great and make it so easy to chat with all these funny folks. So
she's amazing. Just never get to a point where you're referring to her as a bag of milk like I did to my wife.
I somehow don't think that's going to be a problem for me, but
good.
what?
Good. Yeah. So you don't want to do it. It's a bad place. That's the pod, everyone. Thank you so much. Check out these dudes. They're hilarious. Yeah. Check out, the comedy's coming back. So, good times, mostly, I think. Good times. Let's all be safe and all that jazz. But yeah, spread the word, and thank you so much again. And Maddie, if you feel like we're good to go, please just give me those delicious words. Okay.
This podcast has been brought to you by the Sonar Network.